And right now at 6, the verdict is in. 5 years after an elderly Asian man was killed in San Francisco, we'll hear from the victim's family. Plus, new scrutiny on automatic license plate readers after Bay Area police departments are accused of sharing data from the crime-fighting tools with the feds. And a potentially deadly bacteria detected in animals at a Berkeley homeless camp. How the city is trying to keep the disease from spreading. And later paying tribute to a legendary Bay Area journalist and beloved member of the KPIX family.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 6. A verdict has been handed down in the high-profile killing of an elderly Asian man in San Francisco. The suspect found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. It comes 5 years after the 2021 attack on the 84-year-old man affectionately known as Grandpa Vicha. The case helped spark a national movement against anti-Asian hate crimes during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our Kara St. Cyr is live in San Francisco with more on the verdict and also reaction. Kara.
Right. Tonight, there's shock and disbelief over that verdict. The suspect, Antoine Watson, who was 19 at the time of the attack, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and assault with force likely to cause great bodily injury. He was found not guilty of elder abuse or murder of the first or second degree. The attack was caught on surveillance cameras, and a warning to our viewers, the video is disturbing. 84-year-old Vicha Ratnapakdi was on a walk outside of his home in the Anza Vista neighborhood. Watson is seen crossing the street, violently pushing him. The man known as Grandpa Vicha was knocked unconscious and died days later from those injuries. We heard from Grandpa Vicha's daughter following that verdict.
Our family will grieving and, even disappointed and painful, but as me, as a daughter, I can speak up for my father, and I'm going to commit to working for our community for dignity and safety, for public safety in San Francisco and everywhere. And I believe in everyone should be safe, walk on the street.
Now, I am at the DA's office where Brooke Jenkins was expected to speak at a press conference that was canceled a while ago, but we did get a statement from the office saying that the jury would meet again on January 26th to hear arguments for aggravating factors, and then after that, sentencing will be scheduled.
All right, Kara St. Cyr. Kara, thank you. And tonight, the public defender released a statement right here expressing sympathy for the involved families and the community. The public defender also says it is important that the legal system gives us a chance to look at the facts in a balanced way. All right, on to the controversy over automatic license plate readers. It's taking a new turn. The Mercury News reported that San Jose police opened their data for several federal agencies. San Jose mayor telling us today the claims have no evidence that flock data is helping catch criminals across the South Bay. So the automated license plate recognition systems are also at the forefront in Berkeley, where police spoke with concerned residents about public safety tech. Our Kevin Coe has more.
Inside Berkeley Police HQ Thursday, the department held a forum for residents on public safety technology as it looks to expand its security network with more cameras and drones. BPD contracts Flock Safety, a company partnering with more than 5,000 law enforcement agencies nationwide. They use automated license plate recognition, or ALPR, which is technology that saves pictures and data of cars. Citizens in attendance represented both sides.
We don't trust Flock, and sadly right now the chief is making us that we don't really trust the police department either.
The fact that we're kind of creating efficiency at the same time cracking down on crime, I was all for it.
Across the Bay Area, concerns have been raised that other California police agencies have been able to search Flock data on behalf of federal authorities, which critics say is a violation of state law. A new report from the Mercury News shows that in 20 cases, San Jose police allowed access to several federal agencies through requests from other California police departments. In some cases, the reason listed for the search included references to ICE and Border Patrol. Mayor Matt Mahan disputes that.
We don't share the data for purposes of immigration enforcement. I will note, though, they have been an incredibly powerful tool for addressing all manner of crime, violent crime, kidnappings.
Mahan says flock cameras just this week helped track down a suspect accused of kidnapping and sexually battering a 15-year-old on her way to school.
Using those tools and that data analysis in real time, that they were able to apprehend the suspect and potentially prevent an even worse tragedy.
I don't think anybody questions that sometimes this equipment can be useful for some crimes.
Tracy Rosenberg with Oakland Privacy points to SB 34, which legally prohibits agencies from sharing license plate data with out-of-state or federal agencies.
What I'm finding upsetting about the San Jose situation is there's evidence that they have broken the law right in front of us, and we have the mayor of San Jose, an important and influential person, trying to minimize it. And that makes a technology go from potentially a useful tool into something extremely dangerous because it doesn't have enough oversight or supervision.
The data privacy concerns were alarming enough in Santa Cruz that it's now the first city statewide to terminate its contract with Flock.
I'm disappointed that we're here, and I do agree with my fellow council members in a lack of trust and transparency with this particular company.
Back in Berkeley, BPD plans to move forward with its plans to launch a new surveillance program.
Everywhere we go, everything we're doing is being tracked. And this is just another piece of technology that we're using, but in a good way to help support the community.
They can't protect our data. And I say, if you can't protect it, then don't collect it.
Staying in Berkeley, health officials are saying a potentially deadly bacteria is spreading at a long-running homeless encampment. So we're talking about the area around 7th and Harrison Streets on the northwest side of town. Multiple cases of leptospirosis were detected in animals at this encampment. Our Brad Hamilton spoke with a man who lives on the street there who says he's worried about the disease spreading.
Johnny Rule and his dog have lived at the homeless encampment on Harrison Street in Berkeley for 4 months. Long enough, he says, to know that the conditions here are concerning. So when city workers showed up outside his tent yesterday,
we thought they were going to roll in and take the tents and clear the space.
But it wasn't a sweep. It was a public health outreach team warning people about the presence of leptospirosis in the area. Lepto is a bacterial infection that can be deadly to dogs and in rare cases humans, spread by rats. For Johnny, the warning was no surprise at all.
Oh yeah, I mean, the whole street is concerning.
The city of Berkeley says that they share that concern. Spokesman Matai Chaco tells us that the public health department has been monitoring conditions at the Harrison encampment for months. When a dog recently tested positive for lepto, the city followed up with testing of the rat population in the area. The results showed that lepto was present.
And so it's not safe for the people who are there to continue living there. And the city's health officer has strongly encouraged them to leave that area.
The Harrison encampment has been at the center of a legal dispute. Homeless advocates sued over the city's attempts to clear the camp without providing enough shelter. A federal judge issued a temporary injunction halting any sweeps, which remains in place despite the health warning. Matai says that means that education and monitoring is all they can do. Yesterday, that meant screening about 40 people.
Nobody showed any symptoms for further testing, so that was good news.
I've been begging for a hotel voucher.
Johnny says that since he's arrived at the camp, he's wanted to leave. But what he says is stopping him and others from leaving is a place to go.
I mean, I still breathe. I still need a place to crash every now and then, you know?
The San Mateo County DA has decided not to charge a 19-year-old driver in a crash that killed a 4-year-old boy in Burlingame. Aiden Fang was killed back in August in a chain reaction crash. Police say a person on an e-bike had crashed into a sedan on Donley Avenue. That car accelerated and drove onto a sidewalk in front of a truffle bar restaurant in downtown Burlingame, where the little boy was standing. DA Steve Wagstaff told us he believes the evidence does not indicate the driver's actions rose to criminal negligence. Vandals leaving their mark on San Jose's parks. Today, city officials said they found tire tracks cutting through muddy grass, causing thousands of dollars in damage. They believe a car was doing donuts. It is the third time this week that it's happened in just a week. On Tuesday, Parks and Rec reported vandalism at Mount Pleasant Park and also Fowler Creek Park. Last night, Lone Hill Park was hit as well. Officials have not confirmed whether the incidents are connected. San Jose police say they are investigating. Still ahead here, right at 6, we're going to hear from some pretty angry seniors losing the only pharmacy close to their homes, what it could mean for their neighborhood. And then we'll take you inside the celebrations as an elementary school reopens in West Contra Costa County.
Another day of above average temperatures across the Bay Area. Temperatures reaching up to anywhere from 7 to a full 11 degrees above normal. But air quality is becoming a concern. We've got details on how long the new Spare the Air alert lasts coming up at First Alert Weather.
Later at 7, Miss Blue joins us in studio. Her skeleton was in danger of falling apart. Meet the team who brought her bones back to life. Those living near San Francisco's Civic Center are upset that their local CVS store is shutting down. The store is at 701 Van Ness, and neighbors say it is one of the few pharmacies in the area within walking distance. We heard from one senior who laid out just how many people rely on that location for prescriptions, among other things.
This is an urban community where we depend on being able to walk to the things that we need. We have disabled people, we have retired people. We have people with small children who go to the school across the street.
The store is shutting down on February 24th. The closest CVS location is on Hyde Street. It's nearly a mile away and an uphill walk. All right, in San Pablo, the West Contra Costa Unified School District has just completed the newly rebuilt Lake Elementary School. The campus is designed with modern learning features, including a dedicated kindergarten wing, whiteboard walls, and assigned student cubbies. There are also communal spaces for teachers and students, including a flex classroom with a projector and a library with designated reading areas.
It demonstrates to them how important we think their education is, and that we're not just saying it, like we're showing it by giving them this beautiful space. And we're a community school. That means we have mental health services, so we're thinking about the whole child.
The school started reconstruction back in 2023. It reopened part of its campus in 2024, and today marks the completion of the project. The Blue Angels are in San Francisco for some early preparations for Fleet Week next fall. They were grounded by a government shutdown last year, but the Navy Flight Squadron is now back in the skies. So this afternoon, they made a stop in Oakland to meet with the Air Show Management team. And while Fleet Week is still months away, members say training has already begun. The Blue Angels said they're flying 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week. 2 members explained why that practice is critical to their performance.
Preparation is paramount. It means everything for the team. When we operate to the degree of precision that we do, preparation and training mean everything for us.
Being here in San Francisco, you're very close to the city. There's always weather to contend with. And then anytime we're flying over water, just creates its own unique challenges.
San Francisco's Fleet Week starts October 9th. We'll be right back, but first, here's tonight's Tahoe Report. Here's Johnny.
I'm Johnny Mosley with the latest Toyota Tahoe Report. Before hopping in your Toyota, let's run through the conditions you're going to see up in the mountains.
Excellent conditions on the slopes right now. We didn't get a whole lot of new snow lately. No surprise there. We haven't been really in the storm cycle. So the zeros are showing you how much new snow has been put down naturally. Ski resorts, however, are able to produce new snow at the higher slopes and on their higher runs. It's been cold enough up there for that. And the base that we established in the last 2 weeks of December and the first week of January is more than enough to ensure most, if not all, of the runs at your favorite resorts are going to be open. And you don't have to worry about weather issues on the road this weekend. Blue skies the whole time. Could be a really nice time to head up there. It's going to be quiet weather for a while. Maybe going now while the conditions are really good could be the idea. That's your Toyota Tahoe Report.
Hazy skies over the Diablo Valley today. So if you live out that way, you're probably not surprised. A spare the air alert has been issued through Saturday. Air quality officials say our current weather is letting the pollution stagnate. So for the next few days, no wood burning allowed. Let's head over to Paul Hagan for a look at more weather. I almost said sports.
I could maybe do a little bit of that, too.
Yes,
the weather
you
looks
could.
good for the Niners game in Seattle on Saturday, so there we go. Check sports off the list. Let's take a look at one of the other reasons for that haze in the Diablo Valley and the Tri-Valley. We had some of the Tule fog sneaking in from the Central Valley early this morning. It took until about 10, 11 o'clock for that to burn off around Concord, and took a little bit longer for it to burn off around Antioch and Brentwood. But even in the Central Valley, that fog finally did dissipate. It's going to be a similar trend as we head through the next couple of days, but that's pretty much it in terms of cloud cover across California in general. The storm track has been pushed way up to our north, so the next hint of moisture that heads our way is a long way down the line. There were some forecast models trying to bring a chance of showers into the forecast by the end of next week. Those chances are dwindling. As we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, that's when we start to see this light shade of green showing up in the Climate Prediction Center's long range outlook, which takes us almost to the end of January, and it's really days 12, 13, and 14 of this time frame that we do see the next hint of a rain chance trying to drop our way. And we're just in that lightest shade of green. So confidence even in that scenario is modest at best. So as long as we're in this dry pattern, air quality is going to be a concern. We had a lot of orange dots on the map, especially over San Francisco and Oakland, interior portions of the East Bay, as we showed you the video of, but also the North Bay. And those orange dots, unhealthy for sensitive groups, are going to be pretty widespread tomorrow and Saturday. Maybe modest improvement Sunday and Monday as a stronger breeze tries to kick in around the Bay. But we'll keep you updated on that. It does look like the air quality is going to be at least a outside concern as we head through the next several days, at least the next 7 days. Right now this dark, you can't really see that haze on the horizon. Temperatures mostly in the 50s, but still holding on to 63 in San Francisco and 61 degrees in San Jose. It was an unseasonably warm day today. It's going to be another unseasonably warm day tomorrow for our dog of the day. This one's a little confusing. The dog's name belongs in a Monty Python sketch, Tum Tum. That very regal posture that looks like it belongs in a painting in a museum. Either way, he gets to enjoy nice temperatures in Dublin. After a cool and foggy start, chilly foggy start, temperatures are going to warm up into the low to mid 60s by tomorrow afternoon. Let's take a look at the temperature pattern across the entire Bay Area, and we'll switch over to the local map here, bringing in the San Francisco map, which is in my rundown somewhere. There it is. Let's bring in the local map and talk about temperatures around just the Bay Area and how that's going to evolve as we head through the day. We're going to see temperatures warming up after that chilly start, making it up to several degrees above average in most locations, a mix of upper 60s and low 70s in the Santa Clara Valley. Even the cool spots where the fog hangs on a little longer, mostly in the low to mid 60s east of the Oakland Hills, only Antioch and Brentwood staying just below 60 degrees, well into the 60s in San Francisco and Oakland, well into the 60s at the coast, low to mid 60s for most of the North Bay, easy for me to say, with warmer and warmer readings the farther north you go. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. In just 2 microclimates, those interior valleys of the East Bay will be the cool spots, but even there, low 60s tomorrow, and then right around 60 degrees as we head through most of next week. It's the rest of the Bay Area that's going to see the warmest temperatures as we head through the weekend, but everybody is going to back down a little bit as we see more clouds floating through the skies overhead, but still above average, even the coolest day a week from today. Jules?
Paul, thank you. A passing to note, a longtime Bay Area television personality and member of the KPIX family has died. Many of you will remember Doug McConnell. For decades, Doug shared stories about some of the most interesting places around the Bay Area.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doug McConnell. This is my buddy Muttley.
Doug McConnell was a familiar face on Bay Area television. He was universally loved. At KPIX, he hosted Mac and Muttley, a nationally syndicated series where he went on outdoor excursions with a dog, the adventurous Muttley. The show was a howling success.
When Muttley comes on, she gets the barking. Muttley is Teddy Bear's favorite.
At KPIX, Doug hosted Pacific Currents and reported on the environment.
Mike and Mark are coming towards us.
In 1991, Doug was on hand to witness paraplegic ranger Mark Wellman, along with Mike Corbett, conquer Half Dome in Yosemite. At one point, CBS This Morning hired Doug as a national environmental reporter.
You know, in the past 31 years since this outdoor science school has been in operation,
Doug was dedicated to the environment. It was more than just a beat. He simply loved Mother Nature in the purest sense. Doug was kind and gentle, even when he was so very ill. Doug McConnell died peacefully. He was 80 years old. For the second part of his career, he hosted Bay Area Backroads on Cron. Doug's heart for nature earned him a number of humanitarian honors, and that includes being named an honorary ranger from both the State Parks Department and the National Parks Service. When we come back, we're going to check in with the Red and Gold as they get ready to hit the road for a playoff showdown against the Seahawks. It is a tradition for Bay Area comedy fans, the 24th annual SF Sketchfest. It kicks off tonight. It runs through February 1st. The festival will take over venues all across the city, from comedy clubs like Cobb's and the Punchline to the Palace of Fine Arts. There are even shows at Sports Basement in the Presidio. Everything from stand-up to improv to music and live podcasts. Sketchfest is also branching out to public transit. On January 24th, 4 comedians are performing stand-up sets on a moving BART train. It's called Sketchfest on the Rails. Those tickets are already sold out. All right, we are less than a month out from Super Bowl 60, and the transformation is well underway. Signs going up, hospitality tents are already up. As for the 49ers, they are coming off a big wild card weekend win against the Philadelphia Eagles, but now they face a familiar divisional foe, the Seattle Seahawks. So the Seahawks snatched the 1 seed away from the Niners after beating the Niners the last week of the regular season. Head coach Kyle Shanahan talked about the difficulty of winning in Seattle on Saturday against a well-rested team coming off of a bye week.
Last time we played them, it felt like a playoff game, and I'd like to say some things change every week because people get hurt and stuff, but they haven't played since then. So we'll see if anything changes when they come out.
Receiver Ricky Pearsall and linebacker Dee Winters are among the 49ers listed as questionable, and linebacker Fred Warner has been ruled out. Meanwhile, Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold has been listed as questionable. All right, there you go. CBS Evening News is next. We have more local news streaming. We'll see you at 7 o'clock with more news just for you then. Thanks for joining us.